Imagine for 10 days waking up at 4 a.m., meditating 10 hours a day, no talking allowed, no eye contact, no phone, no writing, no books, no exercise. It's just you and your thoughts for 10 days. And it was around day 4 that people started leaving the retreat. Something absolutely crazy happened. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina and today I want to talk about my Vipassana experience. If you are someone who already knows about the Vipassana retreat, or if you are even someone who has no idea what I'm talking about, in this video I will share with you everything. First, I will give you an introduction what Vipassana retreat is. Then I will share with you my own personal experience of attending Vipassana retreat in India. And finally, I will share with you what Vipassana did for me and how it changed me. So what is Vipassana silent retreat? Vipassana meditation is one of India's most ancient meditation techniques, and it was taught in India more than 2,500 years ago. The technique itself is taught at a 10-day meditation retreat, which teaches you the basics of the meditation method, and it gives you enough time to practice sufficiently to experience the results of the meditation. Vipassana centers are located all over the world, and you can look up which center is near to you in your country. You can apply for a course at dhamma.org. The technique itself, the Vipassana meditation, teaches you how to observe sensations throughout the body and understand how sensations arise in your body in reaction to having inner thoughts. Vipassana gives you the opportunity to notice this connection between thought and sensations, and therefore give you more freedom and more space to choose not to react but rather respond. This way, Vipassana meditation can be a way to achieve equanimity. There is no charge at all for attending the course. The course is totally free. That includes even food and accommodation. All the expenses are paid from donations. After you finish the 10-day course, which is a basic course, you are allowed to donate and to support other people who are also wishing to learn this technique. Since Vipassana is based on donations, it's free from any commercialism and it's carried out with a purity of purpose. For my meditation experience, I chose a beautiful Dhamma Salila in Dehradun in India. The course itself takes 12 days because you have 1 day for arrival, then you have the 10-day course itself, and then you have 1 more day for reintegration. So it is said that 10 days is minimum as the foundation to experience the technique, and the 10 days gives your mind enough time to settle and to actually experience the benefits. So there are no books, no diaries, no writing, no personal food, no electronics allowed. I remember I even had to give away my passport, and everything is kept in safe lockers. The whole time in the retreat, men and women are separated and you have separated accommodations. As I did my meditation experience in India, I remember there were 2 Spanish girls. One of the teachers in the meditation retreat was from Netherlands, but all the other people were Indian. So after you arrive, you give away all your electronics and all the items that are not allowed, and you just keep your minimum personal belongings and you go to your accommodation. The retreat itself has very strict rules. The day every day starts at 4 a.m. and in our retreat we were woken up by a bell. This waking up at 4 a.m. was a really hard part for me, but there is also this special energy when you wake up in the morning, like everything is in so much silence, and after you wake up at 4 a.m. you go straight away to meditation. The retreat itself has a very strict timetable, and it accounts to about 10 hours of meditation a day. During the retreat, you have to observe absolute silence, and that means also the silence of the body, of clothes you wear, so you are not allowed to do anything that would be distracting to others. Your clothes has to be absolutely modest, and during the retreat you are not allowed to talk. There was only one occasion when I talked, and that was when I was asking my teacher something. So you're actually allowed to talk with the staff or the teachers when you have really important questions, but you are not allowed to talk with the other attendants of the course, and there should be also no eye contact. So I remember I was in a room with this Spanish girl And we really did our absolute best to be observant of these rules because we both wanted to have the experience of the technique to the maximum. So one of the craziest experiences for me was that the meditations themselves were usually in about 2 hour stretch of time, and there was just no clock in the room. So you had no idea for how long you will be meditating. The meditation was ended by a sound, by a bell. So I remember sitting in the room, starting to meditate, and I had absolutely no idea whether it was just 10 minutes just passed, or half an hour, or 2 hours. And that was something really interesting to experience for myself. When it comes to food in the retreat, there is no dinner. You get breakfast, lunch, and then you have an afternoon tea. I absolutely love the food in India, and the food was such a comforting part for me of the retreat. So on the days when I was tired from meditating all day, I was just so looking forward to this warm Indian tea. And I have to say, the food was absolutely amazing. The main meditations take part in a meditation hall when you have your own assigned seat and a meditation cushion, and the rest of the meditations can be taken in your room or also in the hall. So in total, we were doing 10 hours of meditation each and every day. I remember it was around day 4, some people were leaving the retreat. And my critical points in the retreat was the first day, the first night. I remember I had really terrible dreams. It was also because I was in a new country. India can be really overwhelming, and it was just my day number 3 or 4 in India. I was still getting accustomed to India itself, and now I was in a retreat with no passport, no electronics. My next critical point in the retreat was around day 6 or 7, when I just couldn't imagine doing 4 more days. And I remember I really had to make a decision and push through. And I think a big part of my decision to actually push through was because I already put so much effort. I was already in other country. I had to travel there. I already gave a lot of input and a lot of effort to this experience. And I think that's actually also what made me stay and to finish the 10 days. So now let's actually talk what Vipassana did for me and how it changed me. I'm totally grateful for the experience, because how else do you get the chance to spend 10 days with yourself with no distractions and actually truly get to know yourself? Because I think it's just cool to spend 10 days with yourself, truly to get to know yourself, how your mind works, how your body sensation works, how your reaction works. And it's a really interesting foundation for life. The Vipassana retreat really showed me how my mind and my body is connected. So I remember the first few days I was running the same thought processing. I was running the same thought cycles all the time. And at first I was really reactive to these stories that my brain was giving me. So maybe I would think about an experience from the past, and I would immediately feel like frustrated or angry or stressed. My mind was really racing, but after a few days you kind of realize that your brain is repeating the same stories all the time, and my brain just like ran out of stories to tell at some point. And also I experienced the cycle of how your body sensations really reacts to your thoughts. I really noticed the link between a thought, body sensation, and my reaction. And in each of these spaces between a thought and a sensation, and between a sensation and a reaction, I basically gained more freedom and more awareness to choose my response. Also, it was really interesting for me to experience not being so stimulated by electronics. I remember the last day of the retreat, I was opening my phone, and just looking at the home screen was such a shock for me. I just spent the 10 days just looking at grass, looking at clouds. My biggest entertainment in those 10 days was watching ants and monkeys. So after 10 days of actually opening my phone and seeing the level of stimulation we get just from looking at the home screen was absolutely insane. And lastly, I would like to share one of my deeper experiences from the retreat that can actually showcase you the power of the retreat. So what you do in the retreat, you should be actually meditating in the typical meditation pose in a cross-legged position. And I remember not feeling comfortable sitting this way at all. I had a lot of problems all the time adjusting myself, and my pain and my back really started to have some pain. So it was few days in the retreat that I noticed that some people were getting this wooden support you can put behind your back, so you have a little bit of a lean on to have your back supported. So I actually went to my teacher, and it was the only time I spoke to my teacher, and I asked if I can get this wooden support for myself. She told me that the back pain is just all in my head, and that she will not give me the wooden support to support my back. So I remember going back to my meditation spot. I was definitely crying because I felt, how am I gonna go through 7 days of more meditation with no support for my back, and how am I gonna get through? So I felt a lot of frustration, I felt some anger, I was getting through these mind reaction, thought reactions, but at some point something absolutely crazy happened. There was this one point in my meditation when my mind stopped giving me these thoughts, and I experienced this state of nothing, and basically my back pain just disappeared. So before, if I was sitting in a meditation for 45 minutes, I was all the time thinking about my back, and it was hurting, and I was not having the best posture. After I experienced this freedom from my thoughts, I just remember I was sitting in a meditation like a pro. I had the best posture, and the pain just disappeared, and I was sitting there like a pro with the best posture, and it all happened just like that because my brain stopped giving me these thoughts. I stopped reacting to these thoughts, and my back pain was just gone, and I was enjoying my meditation. And I was like, this is weird. So these are the experiences that really makes you question yourself, how your brain works, how your thoughts works, because how I was able to switch from pain to going into meditation and sitting like a pro with the best posture and enjoying blissfully my meditations. So this is actually the power of the mind. Since the Vipassana retreat really puts you in this no distraction environment, it gives you this strict timetable that you might feel like you want to fight in the beginning, but then you really see it's for you, so you can have these experiences. Because when else would I have the opportunity to sit with myself for so long and to experience something on such a nuanced level as my thoughts, as my sensations, as my body sensations, and the connection between thoughts and body sensations. So this was absolutely life-changing experience that I will be always looking back, and I hope you get something from listening to this story. Please let me know in the comments if you yourself know about Vipassana, if you experienced Vipassana, how was your experience, or if you are completely new to this. Please let me know, and I'm happy to connect, and we will talk soon.